Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the weekly Ascension Energies forecast for the 8th through the 14th of November, 2021. And the way this video is going to work is it's going to be broken down into several sections. Those are all going to be time-stamped in the description box below. We're going to talk about the astrological energies of this week. We're going to talk about the 1111 portal energies that we're in this week. We're going to go over the different phases of the moon this week and how those may affect us. And then we're also going to look at the galactic activation portals that we have in the galactic calendar this week as well. So lots of different angles that we're going to look at. Then we're going to pull a crystal card for the week. And we're also going to pull a blessing card for the week. And as I said, all of that is going to be time-stamped below. So these are some major energies that we're working with this week, you guys. The highlights of this week are going to be November 10th and 11th, as well as November 13th, but these energies all mix and mingle together. Remember, time is not linear. So we have a powerful conjunction of Mercury and Mars, which will be exact on the 10th. And then we have that 1111 portal, which will be exact on the 11th, but we've been within the gateway of really since the very end of October and absolutely since the 1st of November. And then we also on the 13th have Mercury exacting its opposition to Uranus. But these energies, I believe it's Mercury, or is it Mars? One of the two. Pretty sure it's Mercury that's exacting that opposition on the 13th. But either way, like we said, these energies are all combined and we're feeling them throughout the week. We have that massive activation point on the 10th when Mars and Mercury are exactly conjunct. But they're going to be within conjunction, within an opposition to Uranus, and also within a square to Saturn pretty much all week long. So we're going to talk about these as an overall overriding energy. And I also really encourage you guys to check out the Mars and Mercury and Scorpio video if you haven't, because we did a whole reading and a lot of that was centered around these energies that we're going to be feeling with this conjunction on the 10th, which is really bringing us right into the 11th, maximizing that power and potential of manifestation that is open to us with this 1111 portal. And if you guys haven't seen the videos on the 1111 portal, I highly check out, you recommend those, or you guys know what I'm trying to say. I highly recommend that you check those out. I have one posted on here. It's under the Portals and Gateways playlist. And it also has the video that I did with Pete of Empath Uprising linked there as well for you guys who want to check that out. There's some similar information in them. There's some different information in them as well. And so both really great videos to get a read for this energy of the 1111 portal. So I'm going to start out today with the information that I channeled surrounding this opposition, this conjunction of Mars and Mercury in opposition to Uranus with this square to Saturn. And it's really interesting because really what we're experiencing is a light T-square here, because Uranus has been lightly square Saturn all throughout the year of 2021. And I did do a video on this in the Ascension Energies, or I get so screwed up with the names of these playlists, you guys. In the Astrological Ascension Energies playlist, there is a video on the square between Saturn and Uranus. They've been within range all year, and they make 3 exact squares in 2021, the third of which is going to happen at the end of December. I believe it's like Christmas Eve that's happening. But if you want to understand the energies of that unique aspect more, then check out that video. It's really an aspect that's pushing us to embrace something different, that's asking us to shake something up in some aspect of our lives where we're struggling between that comfortability of the familiar and the known and that uncomfortability, but that call of the unknown, that call of the wild, if you will. And so wherever it is that we're being sort of made to look at and understand an aspect of our lives where it's time to step out of that comfort zone is like the shortest way possible to put how these energies are affecting us personally. And we see this collectively as well in this energy of the unconventional versus the conventional. And it's really interesting too, because we have Uranus in the sign of Taurus, which is a very traditionally conventional sign, and an unconventional planet in a sign that's a little bit more conventional, a little bit more down to earth, a little bit more structured and, you know, all those grounded earth energies, right? And then we have Saturn, which is a very conventional planet, a very earthy planet, all about rules and restrictions and boundaries, in the sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, right? And is all about the opposite. It's all about breaking free from the status quo. It's about rebellion. It's about change. It's about inventive thinking, right? Thinking outside the box. So it's an interesting push-pull with these energies, but also almost a complement, because we have each planet sort of in a sign that challenges it because it goes against its natural inclinations. But with interacting with each other, these help to give them a little bit more agreement, is really the way that I feel it. But it really intensifies that internal struggle between, like we said, like we just talked about, the known and the unknown, the comfortable and the uncomfortable, where it is that we are being asked to break free, and really noticing where it is that we feel restricted and what it is that is restricting us. And so we see the tensions of this in the world at large as well. So like I said, check out that video for more. But that's a general overview of this Saturn square Uranus energy that's really asking us to break free of convention, like we said. So we have that aspect going on. And then we have Mars and Mercury over here opposing Uranus, also in a square to Saturn, which is what makes this T-square energy, which is incredibly activating, and we'll call it invigorating, right? It is known as the second most challenging aspect in a natal chart, in a zodiac chart. The most tense aspect, of course, being the Grand Cross, which is essentially two T-squares sitting across from each other. So we have you guys can imagine what that looks like. The opposition, the square, and then another square here. So that's a highly, highly tense aspect, but this is almost as intense as it gets. So really pushing us to evolve, and this is what came through surrounding that. Uranus is activating Mars and Mercury just as it activated our sun and moon during the new moon eclipse in Scorpio. And I will throw in right here that during that new moon eclipse in Scorpio, we had the sun and the moon directly opposing Uranus. So this energy, as everyone moves through this opposition to Uranus here, it is asking us to get very clear about what it is that we value and desire, and to communicate that clearly to the universe through our intention and our choices. Uranus opposing Mercury, exact on the 13th, in particular, is really opening up our psychic consciousness and our higher faculties of understanding and comprehension. As Mars and Mercury meet in opposition to Uranus, he is also providing a huge psychic activation and upgrade to our mental body, as well as our physical body. Wherever it is that we are not acting upon our deepest values and desires, we will feel it, and we will desire to come back into alignment. Unforeseen circumstances may force our hand or bring about a new clarity of awareness that we would not otherwise have been able to achieve. Some may feel combative with this energy, especially as deep feelings and emotions are triggered with the Scorpio energy. Some people may retreat back into their pain bodies and act from that place of wounding. If we find ourselves doing this, we want to observe and detach as much as possible and ask why. What wounds are still wanting to be healed, especially when it comes to our ability to pursue our desires and express our truest self. The energy of Saturn square Mars and Mercury in this alignment is effectively creating a T-square, which emphasizes the importance of the lessons that we've learned and the karma that we're ready to release and will be releasing more profoundly during the full moon in Taurus. Some of this karma is collective, what with Saturn being in the sign of Aquarius. There is a deep sense of responsibility that Saturn brings, both to ourselves and to the collective. We can look back to the conjunction of Mercury and Mars in the sign of Virgo that happened at the end of August on the 19th to be exact, to see how much we have grown since then. That alignment activated our logical and linear mind and helped to purify some of our perceptions. In the sign of Virgo, there was a cleansing and upgrade to our powers of perception and our ability to take clear and defined steps toward our goals. Now with this conjunction in Scorpio, this energy is going deeper and the activation is more psychically based, especially with this opposition to Uranus. We are being called to utilize the abilities that were enhanced by the previous conjunction in Virgo, but really call in the power of our desire, to allow that desire to be our driving force and stimulate us to achieve our goals. This energy of Mars in conjunction to Mercury not only gives us a massive psychic activation and upgrade, but it also enhances our ability to manifest with the power of our mind combined with action, enhanced by the power of our emotional body. It puts us in the perfect position for the 1111 portal. The 10th and 11th will be massive days for manifestation, and we will be so powerfully creating our reality that we will be able to shift timelines with ease and come into alignment with the timeline that is most resonant with our soul. And so a lot of really powerful energies here, you guys. And I'm sorry I had to read that just as it was written, just because it's so much, and I wanted to make sure that we got the entirety of the information out there, because it's a lot that we're working with right now. And that's why I really recommend watching the Mercury and Mars in Scorpio video, because the reading, that there was such powerful stuff that came out in that reading about these incredible psychic activations that we are receiving during this conjunction. This conjunction is huge, and it sets off a brand new cycle of manifestation when it comes to the union of our mind and our actions, right? Mercury and Mars. And it really gives us this incredible ability to create, right? Our words, when we use that phrase, I speak my world into being, this energy really emphasizes that. And that Uranian energy, Uranus is a big bringer of downloads when we're talking about the ascension energies associated with planets. And so really bringing those downloads that are really shifting us into a whole new realm of consciousness, and really opening us up and asking us to step forward with whatever understandings and revelations come through, and really bring those out into the world. All right. And yes, that conjunction that was mentioned here, Mars and Mercury met in the sign of Virgo on August 19th. And so we can trace that energy from then to now and really see what came up then. If it's coming back up now, what different perspective we have of it now, and how much we've grown, and how much our minds and the ways that our minds work and process and understand information, right? The ways that our perceptions are organized, how those have shifted since August 19th. And now, of course, how they're continuing to shift. Another really interesting aspect that we have overriding the energies of this week is a bisextile between the Sun, Pluto, and Neptune. And so some information came through around that, and I'm going to read that for you guys as well. The bisextile between the Sun, Pluto, and Neptune is serving as a secondary activation point on a soul level. This is also bringing us an activation of our intuition and psychic gifts. We are seeing and viewing ourselves from and on a soul level. We are getting a deeper understanding of our psyche as well as our higher selves. And we are being given an opportunity to integrate both the shadow and the higher self within this earthly consciousness. This conversation with Pluto and Neptune, activated by the Sun, helps to dissolve outdated aspects of the ego and align it more deeply with the higher self. We are also better able to view the situations and circumstances in our lives from a more enlightened perspective and alchemize pain into wisdom. We are better able to understand the orchestration behind the events in our lives and how they have helped to shape us into the person that we are today, how they have helped us to call back our power. So really powerful energies with this bisextile here as well. And you can see how these energies really complement each other. So all in all, when it comes to the astrology this week, you guys, we're being asked to step out of our comfort zone, right? We're being pushed out of that comfort zone, possibly. We are really being given this opportunity to see and understand ourselves and the world from a much higher perspective. We're really activating our souls, calling in more of that soul light, which of course is enhanced by this 1111 portal energy. It's like these energies are supportive energies that are assisting all of those beautiful 1111 gateway energies to reach us, right? And really helping to organize the flow of how some of that energy is received. And so this week is going to be huge. Really take care of yourselves. We know whenever we're in these strong portal energies, we want to be grounding our energy. We want to be centering ourselves. We want to be meditating daily, like we talked about, meditating every single day. And yes, during that meditation, at some point, it will behoove us and the planet and the rest of humanity to channel that light down through, really ground that light into the planet, and then extend that to all of humanity, right? To all of Gaia and her creations. Because we are assisting in the awakening of the collective, and so many people are going to be awakening right now. That information is all in the 1111 portal video. But yeah, working with this energy as much as possible, practicing great self-care, drinking a lot of water. When we're receiving these cellular upgrades, these DNA upgrades, these activations, all of these downloads, all of this energy, and so much is shifting and changing within not only our physical body, but also, or not only our energetic body, but also our physical bodies. We really, really want to be hydrating and giving that hydration to the cells. We want to be breathing. We want to be working with the breath, right? The breath is our connection. It's our bridge to spirit. So we really want to be working with that. We want to be working with that energy of being present, getting the rest that we need, taking extra good care of our physical vessels, as well as, of course, our emotional and our spiritual vessels right now. So as we move through the week, we are going to have the moon in Capricorn from the 8th, on the 8th and the 9th. And so as the moon is in Capricorn, and we talk about the moon cycles because the moon affects us so deeply. It affects our emotional bodies, and those with water sign placements, especially Cancer, feel this energy the most acutely as the moon moves through the signs, and the moon changes signs every 2 to 3 days. Right? So it's a constant energy of flux, of changeability. And it really does have a profound effect because our bodies are mostly water, and the moon really rules the water, right? We feel her energies. We feel as she's moving, and it shifts and changes how it is that we're feeling and experiencing the world, and what it is that we're desiring, what it is that we need to feel secure. And so as the moon is moving through Capricorn on the 8th and the 9th, we're going to really be focused. We're going to have that ambitious kind of mind state. We're going to want to get things done and get things accomplished. And that is what is going to make us feel good emotionally, right? That is what is going to bring us the most emotional satisfaction, is really knowing that we're making progress towards our goals, towards the things that matter to us, and really investing our time and our energy in the things that are most important for us. We're going to want to feel rooted. We're going to want to feel grounded. We're going to desire that sense of stability, and yes, that sense of control. And we know that we can't control everything. There's many things that are beyond our control, and it's an interesting it's interesting to think about, right? Because as creators, we actually do control everything in our reality because we're creating it, but we're creating a lot of it from a subconscious level, right? Our subconscious manifests the majority of the things in our lives, as well as our vibration. And so we can work with the energy of our vibration. We can work to bring that unconsciousness to light so that we are manifesting from a more conscious place, right? And we can set those firm intentions, but there is still a lot of things that end up being outside of our control because we haven't perfected that art yet. And so the only thing that we can truly control most of the time, when we get out of the larger spiritual perspective and back to the nuts and bolts of daily life, is our actions and our reactions. And so with this Capricorn energy, the best thing to do is try not to control the outer circumstances, right? If you're seeking that need, if you are feeling that need for control, instead try to control your inner circumstances and control the actions that you take and the choices that you make, and make the choices that are the most constructive for you and benefit your long-term goals and plans. It's very much that energy where we're focused on the long game. As the moon moves into Aquarius on the 10th, which it will be for the 10th and the 11th, we're getting a different kind of vibe going on. Right now, we're very much in a flowing energy. We're in that air energy, which is very intellectual. It can be very communicative, but we're also really wanting to be free. We're embracing our quirks. We're embracing those things that make us different, and we're really looking for that. We're more interested in Capricorn. We're more interested in what's right in front of us. With Aquarius, we're more interested in like the larger picture of things. And so it's kind of a big jump in energy there as the moon moves into Aquarius. And we may be feeling a little bit more social. It depends. Aquarius energy can be a bit aloof sometimes, but Aquarius still loves to socialize with the people that Aquarius loves, right? So we're really going to be looking at those connections. We're going to be wanting to network. We're going to be wanting to meet with people of like mind and really create and collaborate together. We may have some inspiration and be desiring to work or to act upon that inspiration, right? We're definitely going to be in a freedom-loving energy. And so anything that we feel limiting our freedom, we are not going to be, we're not necessarily going to be down with. And it is interesting, of course, that the 10th and the 11th are those two most powerful days that we talked about at the beginning of this video, where we have that exacting of that Mercury-Mars conjunction, right, with that loose opposition to Uranus, and then the 11-11 portal. So it makes sense that the moon is in Aquarius, really enhancing this energy of thinking outside the box, this energy of being who we truly are, being in our authenticity. We are not going to abide with anything inauthentic, both when the moon's in Capricorn and especially when the moon's in Aquarius, right? We want the truth. We want people to be on the level and be able to meet us at our level of comprehension, our level of integrity. So that's going to be really important to us. And it is this beautiful, that energy of rebelliousness and freedom. So the moon being in Aquarius is very perfect for these days. And I'm really tempted to check out where exactly the moon is in this lineup with everything. I am going to check it for a second, you guys, because I almost feel like it's conjunct Saturn on the 10th. But that might have been last week. So we're going to look at this real quick because I am curious. Yeah, no, it is conjunct Saturn. And so this moon in Aquarius is going to be an active part of these energies when we're talking about this loose T-square that we have going on. The moon is going to be adding that extra energy of sensitivity, it's just going to be making us feel a little extra. So everything that we talked about with that T-square is going to feel more because of that influence of the moon in Aquarius. And there's definitely going to be a deep sense of emotional responsibility as well. And like we said, a lot of that responsibility comes for the collective, right? Understanding how our choices, our words, our actions affect the greater whole. And really seeing and viewing how others have done that as well. Especially those in positions of power. All right. So we have that moon in Aquarius. And then on the 12th, which is also a great time. And actually, as we move into the 12th and the 13th, where the moon is in Pisces, this is a beautiful time as well for those creative projects because we are going to be feeling very inspired. So as we move through the 12th and the 13th, coming off of those intense energies of the 10th and the 11th, and also with Mercury perfecting that opposition to Uranus on the 13th, there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of very psychic energy, a lot of dreamy energy. We may feel like we're kind of floating in a void. We may really feel as though we're not interested in. We had all of that intense energy, right? With the moon conjunct Saturn, with that T-square, all of this intense energy of responsibility, right? But there's an aspect where we're not, with the moon in Pisces, we're not necessarily, we're feeling a little bit more like floating. We're feeling a little bit more of that energy of just being and connecting to that higher self. And we're looking at everything. We're getting an even more expanded picture and understanding. We're really being able to feel into the energies. And this is really going to help us with the integration of everything that's been coming through with this moon and Pisces energy, because we're going to be able to integrate it into our light bodies, I'm feeling, as well as be able to integrate it into our emotional space as well. So yes, a very creative, very, very dreamy, imaginative kind of energy that we're going to be experiencing with that moon in Pisces. And then on the 14th, the moon shifts into Aries. And so this is where we're fired up again. We're ready to go. It's like we've integrated, we've gotten the chance to really feel into everything that's happened this week, right? All of the shifts, all of the transformations, all of the changes, and what it is that we know or are feeling called to do moving forward. And with the moon in Aries, now we're really ready to get it done. Right? Moon in Aries can be a little bit of a volatile emotionality. It can be a time where we're likely to act upon our emotions first. And so we want to take that into consideration, right? But we really want to use the passion that this moon brings to get us moving forward in the direction that we're feeling called to go. So now for the activation portals this week, you guys. On the 8th, and one of them's on the 11-11 portal, which is absolutely perfect. But we're going to start with the activation portal on the 8th. On the 8th, we have we have the galactic activation portal of the red self-existing moon. And so this energy is all about cleansing, purification, stabilizing through our ability to go with the flow and be mutable, to surrender, right? This beautiful moon energy, this beautiful water, this energy of universal water and flow. And so really noticing and paying attention to the direction that our life is calling us, where it is that things are naturally flowing, and to move with that energy, to surrender, to release, to detox, to purify, to cleanse, especially on an emotional level. So really working with water physically can be powerful during this activation portal as well. And it is a portal of self-remembrance. So really connecting in with the self, meditating, going into that quiet space. This is a highly psychic and intuitive energy. So it gives us this incredible opportunity to connect more deeply and profoundly with our souls and with the messages that our souls have to share with us. And so the affirmation for the red self-existing moon is, I define in order to purify, measure and flow. I seal the process of universal water with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of life force. And then on the 11th, we have the galactic activation portal of the yellow resonant human. And so this energy activates us by empowering us to make our own choices and decisions, right? The yellow human energy is all about free will. It's all about free will and sharing our wisdom. The wisdom that we've garnered through our own free will choices. And with this resonant tone, we're going to want to pay special attention to the resonance, to the way that energies and people and situations are resonating with us and the way that they are perhaps affecting our resonance, right? We want to come more into alignment with our own truth, with our own integrity, and release anywhere and anything that is attempting to pull us out of alignment, or that we are allowing to pull us out of alignment, I should say. And not only that, but we want to share our wisdom with others. And so as we share our wisdom with others, we receive a deep activation within ourselves. The more we teach, the more we learn, and the more we learn, the more we teach, right? The affirmation for the yellow human is, I channel in order to enlighten inspiring life. I seal the matrix of universal fire with the resonant tone of attunement. I am guided by the power of free will. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. And I wanted to read to you guys part of the Astro Dream Advisor reading for Yellow Human, because what the deeper esoteric energies that we're working with during the Yellow Human energy are so perfect for this 1111 portal. So I'm going to read that for you guys right now. It says, Yellow Human offers you the gift of beginner's mind in the fullness of union. Be receptive. Yellow Human is preparing your circuits for transformation. Become empty that your thirst may be quenched by the bounteous gifts poured from the chalice of the spiraling galaxies. Open and receive all that Yellow Human offers in the chalice of your own body. Ebb asks you to strengthen and clear your physical vessel in order to prepare for the expanded energies of higher mind. And how perfect that we had that red moon galactic activation portal just a few days before, right? That helps with that energy of purification. Your chalice of self is being purified through vibrational adjustments in the brain-body system. And were we not talking about that conjunction of Mars and Mercury opposing Uranus and everything that it's bringing through as far as activations in the mind and the body? And so how perfect that that's like a preparatory energy as we then move into this 1111 portal, this yellow human energy, which is all about the same thing. With this quickening, adjustments are made and your circuits of consciousness are naturally transformed. Often this process is accompanied by the sensation of being altered or rewired. Higher centers of the brain and light-sensitive pineal and pituitary glands are being activated to contain more light. This penetration brings you to a critical threshold, creating enormous change at the cellular level. It also activates soul memories and expands your concepts of reality. With this expanded consciousness, your brain-body system is being cleared and fine-tuned so that you can create a sluiceway for the activation and acceleration of cosmic consciousness. This penetration of frequencies and its accompanying quickening is like upgrading the hard drive of your biocomputer and activating the hidden chip, the unused parts of your brain. This is the foundation and awakening of your light body, a body crafted from the expansion of interstellar light within every cell. This body exists in and out of time and space and is able to experience and communicate freely with other dimensions and times. This is the resonant body within those whom Jose Arguelles calls the servant warriors. Those humans who fully realize the dream light body within the physical body and understand the circuitry of the human organism, who use the light body to navigate the electromagnetic waters which we call the universe. The development of the light body involves strong interaction between spirit and self as you prepare for entrance into the expanded chalice of essence self. In preparing this vessel, you enter into the rites of passage inherent to cosmic consciousness, and such rites eventually burst any false containers of self that cannot encompass the expanding chalice. So that was like a very poetic way to really sum up a lot of the energies that we talked about. Just such a powerful week, you guys. I am so excited for everything that we are experiencing. And remember, some of this stuff happens at a more subtle level. Even though it feels very intense and it sounds very intense, it also, our experience may not be directly intense, but this is all going on beneath the surface. Clear. And I'm really being called, before we do the weekly crystal and the blessing, to pull a couple conscious spirit cards for you guys and just see what additional guidance for this week we have. From our guides, teams, angels, from Creator, Source Energy. So we have Forest Frolic, the Maiden. I acknowledge my inner child and open my heart to the joy she brings. So really working with that inner child energy this week. Bringing your inner child into everything that you do, making sure that you are nourishing and protecting your inner child. So much of us have been going through deep levels of healing around our inner children and really reclaiming aspects of our inner child that was splintered off due to trauma and different things in our past. And so this feels like for one thing, our inner child has come home, and our inner child may really be going through it too right now. So make sure that you're giving lots of attention, love, and affection to your inner child and doing those things that nourish your inner child. And this is also the energy where Spirit is coming through. And this was a message that came through for us, for all who attended the new moon ceremony too, from my friend Nikki's Pleiadian guide, who came through to talk to us. And it's this energy of being playful. So it's also this energy, like they're telling us, like, there's a lot of powerful and intense things happening right now, but it's really awesome and it's really beautiful. So have some fun with it. Really enjoy yourself. Lighten your load a little bit. We tend to get uber serious, and I know that this is something that I do. And so it's like, bring some of that joy and that lightness and that play into your life wherever you can. And that's also going to assist your inner child at this time. And then we have Transformation coming out, card number 3. I journey within to meet my higher self and find true happiness. So there's that deep energy of going within. This is also sort of those shadow energies, right? As we are exploring aspects of ourselves that may have been hidden from view. This is also, I'm feeling, how aspects of ourselves are being revealed to us that we hadn't seen or hadn't been ready to embrace, acknowledge, and integrate before. So really that energy of going within, of meditating, of getting quiet and being with the self, right? A deep transformation that's happening for us on all levels of our being right now. So make sure you're taking the time out that you need. And then we have Embrace Change, 31. I move easily and confidently through the changes in my life. So a lot of shifts, a lot of changes. Look how she's like moving into that beautiful white light that looks just like a portal. So really be open to the changes. The transformations that are going on internally right now are going to be, they're going to be experienced externally as well. The internal, remember, the external mirrors the internal. And so as we are shifting and changing so much on the inside, of course we're going to be noticing those changes on the outside. And so we want to be willing to embrace those outer changes. But even more so, this feels like they're reminding us, embrace those inner changes. This transformation of your ego, this shedding of these aspects of you, this identity that no longer serves. It's like letting go of the old ego identity helps you to embrace more of your soul identity, more of your higher self. And so allow the shifts and changes in you that are occurring. Don't be afraid. It's okay if you're a stranger to yourself. Learn how to meet yourself all over again, right? Learn how to love yourself, get to know yourself all over again as a brand new person. And remember to bring this playful, childlike energy to the table. All right, any final cards here? Abundance. Ooh, we like that. And gratitude on the bottom of the deck. And these two cards go hand in hand, right? What is necessary in order to experience abundance? Gratitude. That attitude of gratitude. And it says, I am grateful for everyone in my life and everything in my life. And sorry, you guys. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. So really cultivating that attitude of gratitude. And I love, Pete on Empath Uprising says it all the time, right? One of the best ways to shift your energy when you feel yourself getting into an energy that is not beneficial for you is to make a gratitude list that instantly raises your vibration. All right. And it brings in this energy of abundance. So it's like noticing the changes that are happening, the transformations that are happening are leading you to your abundance, even if it doesn't look like it at the time. Even if it feels like the exact opposite is happening right now, those changes and transformations are leading you here. And notice how she's playing in that water again. So working with that water energy. So powerful and so potent this week. All right, let's see what crystals wanna come out and play with us this week. Clear. Let's get a crystal card. What crystals want to guide us through this powerful week? What crystals want to guide us through this week of the 8th through the 14th? All right. Red Jasper comes out. Nurturing. Oh my God, how funny. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Sugilite, inner child. Massive, massive inner child healing going on for people this week. And then black tourmaline protection under that. With obsidian, true self-reflection. So really being called to that energy. I'm going to hold up these two because we're not going to read them, but I want you to absorb the light language there. Absorb the energies and frequencies of these two cards that were underneath on the bottom of the deck. That self-reflection piece is going to be huge this week as well, but we're going to read the nurturing, the red jasper, and the Sugilite. Nurturing in the inner child. So right there, nurturing your inner child. Really working with that energy, calling, connecting, going into your heart space and calling in your inner child and just energetically holding your inner child. Our inner children may have messages for us as well, so getting into that quiet contemplative space where we can be open to the messages that our inner children bring. And I'm going to hold this card up for you as I read. The Master Crystal Deva of Red Jasper is Yazbael. And Yazbael says, I am the voice of Earth's sacred embrace. Accept my gift. Gently feel me move through you. My subtle energies and gentle warmth will slow your world to a new pace in alignment with your total being. Through me, you will come to see, know, and honor your needs as part of God's creation. Let us begin. Allow me to sustain you, raising your life force so you may see with new eyes and gaze out into your creation, seeing beauty all around you. Just as mother and child, I will lift you and nurture your growth toward the light, infusing you with the joy of living and the glory of your power as creator in all you do. Self-nurtured child in the arms of the earth, walk now the journey of self-embrace, and the world will follow in the gentle glow of your unconditional heart, back to the joy of oneness. I have warmed your path with the gentle winds of confidence. Let them guide you home. Let's see. And so Jasper is known as the blood of the earth, a gift from her which is able to take you deep within her stabilizing, gentle, and warm body and surround you in her nurturing embrace. With that embrace, all change is gradual and flowing. Life rolls along at a rate that is suited to the self with as little turbulence as possible. These characteristics make red jasper the most nurturing mineral on earth. She is a gentle, grounding, and stabilizing stone that is extremely valuable in healing and when life where change occurs too fast. A situation also known as the healing crisis. With red jasper, there is always time in life, and original forward movement is assured. Red jasper facilitates the grounding and remembering of dreams by anchoring the astral body to the physical, and can also be protective in those activities. And so if you're feeling like you're doing a lot in your dream state and you're desiring that extra protection as well as possible remembrance of what you need to remember, utilize red jasper. I would say sleep with it under your pillow. Let's see. Usually the dreams of red jasper facilitate the releasing of the past and help manifest the path of the future. Red jasper is a sacred stone to Ascended Master El Moria and the Archangel Michael. It is also a contact stone for Pan. At the physical level, the sustaining energies of red jasper are useful in the recovery process of any illness or after hospitalization when energy levels are low. It is better in conditions of deterioration rather than those of malfunction, especially within the circulatory and digestive systems. And I feel like this came out for us a week or two ago. So it's really interesting how red jasper really wants to come through and work with us to assist us in moving through all these changes and nurturing ourselves during that process and really connecting us with the energy and the nurturance of the planet, right? If red jasper has come to you today, it is time to put yourself first and nurture the self. Take time out and do something special for yourself. Red jasper only appears when life is moving too fast and needs to be slowed to a pace that is more suited to you as a person. Allowing life to move at a pace that is suited to self is actually quite easy. The hardest step is the first. This is because those that do not nurture the self as often as they should often excessively nurture others. The mind has to be retaught that loving the self is the first step to truly loving the rest of the world. Stop putting it off. Book yourself in for that massage, facial, or simple time out. Put it in your diary and do it consistently. Once is not enough. That's just that head of yours again. What is your heart saying? So really, especially do the things that really feed and fuel and nurture your inner child and your sense of playfulness. All right. And then we have Sugilite here. So we're going to find that. All right. And I'm going to hold this up for you. Let you take in the activations, the light language in this card. And the Master Crystal Deva of Sugilite is Ramahol Emel. And Ramahol Emel says, "Let my hand take yours. Together we will walk the journey of life as a child. We will laugh and play, free from the harder illusions of physicality. Via me, embody the essence of the spiritual mind and deliver it to physicality through stimulated intuition. Let my magenta violet light connect you to the great past masters of our world, so you may carry their wisdoms and serve the paths of the future. By my side I have called to you action, and in the embrace of the infinite oneness, we will translate the messengers of light, the starry ones here to assist in Earth's evolution. Never despair at the state of your world. The help is here, and together we will awaken them one by one. The children of light have come home." How powerful is that? Let's see. Truly a crystal of the new age, Sugilite has come to us primarily to aid in the development of the star children that are presently being born on our planet. One of the greatest problems facing these amazing beings is the anchoring of their highly spiritualized minds and concepts into a physical world, a task for which there are no guidelines, don't we know it? Sugilite opens an unconditional heart space via its magenta frequency, and then utilizing the purple ray, powerfully anchors the spiritual mind into the physical, often delivering realization of divine purpose. It is due to this that Sugilite is the crystal of the inner child. It manifests the story of the perfected blend between spirit, physicality, mind, discipline, play, love, and laughter. How perfect. Which results in the carrying of the unconditionally mastered child into adulthood. This ability to retain the inner child into adulthood rebirths the adventurous spirit, fosters the ability to laugh, and encourages one to do new things from a fearless, stress-free space, letting life become a spiritual experience rather than settling for the common stagnancy that so many adults suffer as they age in a physical world. Work with this stone over time by way of its spiritual link to the physical can answer the great questions such as, who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? Its ability with this is extraordinary, and even extends to information regarding disease processes, to which it offers complete and permanent cure. The causes of disease where Sugilite is concerned are usually hidden in anger, boredom, depression, stagnancy, pain, negativity, or mental disorder, which it simply moves aside to reveal the truth. Sugilite is a renowned channeling stone, able to connect and open the pathways to past masters of Earth, an ability that is enhanced in the presence of black coral and selenite. Let's see, anything else that we need to know here? At the physical, Sugilite is useful for pain management, especially associated with headaches and inflammation. It will reduce stress and balance pineal, adrenal, and or pituitary gland function. There is also a principal remedy for the left-right brain imbalance and resulting conditions such as epilepsy, coordination problems, autism, ADD, and dyslexia. If Sugilite, the crystal of the inner child, has made itself present today, the voice of purpose is echoing all around you. The question is, however, will you hear it? The inner child could be described as the unencumbered voice or expression of the spirit that you are. It is a part of you that understands its purpose and reason for living. Its main job is to consistently deliver this to you under the guidance of spirit through the veil of physicality to keep you on your path. But physicality is complex, multifaceted, and distracting. So to blossom into a mastered part of an individual, the inner child must be managed and parented correctly. Only then can the voice of the spirit be filtered into physicality with truth. The key lesson here is one of balance and mastery. Laughter, happiness, and play are all forms of expression that allow unconditional love to flow from us, and the voice of the inner child to be heard. But discernment is still required for these things to be constructive on a life path. In the presence of Sugilite, take time to let the voice of your spirit be filtered through the heart. And then it's up to you to take action in the physical world. Remember also that laughter is often the best medicine, but it may also be a set of universal earplugs that allow the true self to be hidden from the world, crushing the inner child. By Sugilite, on this day, you have been called into the service to the self. Let your actions in the world echo your response in the halls of wisdom, love, and power. And on this day, take hold of your destiny into light. Sugilite also appears to those that must or are working with children to stimulate the process and further define the role in their worlds, words, and ways. And the affirmation for Sugilite is, I am a spiritual being on a human journey. And I will put the healing crystal trinities in the description box below for you guys. Wow. Very, very perfect energies and crystals to be working with this week. And we're going to close with a blessing card if I can find them. Here we go. What blessing are we receiving this week? Clear. All right. So we have a blessing for those who are nearing their final breath. And then we have a blessing on your creativity. So two very different energies coming through here. And then on the bottom of the deck, a blessing on for your boundaries. So there may be people this week as well who have loved ones who are getting ready to transition. And so there's just some loving and comforting energy coming through for those who are witnessing that. And what a great gift it is to be a witness to that process of transition. As painful as it can be, what a beautiful gift. And what a beautiful gift when souls are finally freed to go back home, right? And also with this 1111 portal energy where we channeled that energy of the walk-ins, right? Where some souls are going to be leaving and other souls are going to be coming to take their place in the physical vessel, right? We're going to be experiencing that as well. So some souls experiencing their final breaths on this planet before they go home and somebody else comes in and sort of takes over. And if you guys want more information on that, check out the 1111 portal video. We talked about that. I talked about that on my channel. And on the video that I did with Pete for Empath Uprising, we talked about that as well there. But yeah, and we may read that to close because that feels really powerful. And then a blessing on your creativity for those who are feeling creative. And I know there's so many amazing souls right now that are starting their own YouTube channels, including my friend Tommy. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, In the Flow with Tommy, absolutely check it out. There's so many beautiful souls beginning their YouTube channels right now, and it is so incredibly inspiring and so beautiful. I'm so happy for all of you guys, and so many others that are embarking on different creative projects and really beginning to feel more creatively inspired. So really, we're deeply blessed, and we're being encouraged to continue to pursue that this week, and also to continue holding firm on those boundaries as we're nurturing, as we're caring for, and working with the energy of our inner child as well. Those boundaries are so important. But we are going to read the blessing for those who are nearing their final breath. And that's going to be our closing for today. And we're going to set that intention to send love and light and healing to those as they move through this experience. A blessing for the dying, for those who are near to passing, and for those who will tend to their passing. A blessing on your last days, dear friend. A blessing on these precious hours, and on the moments of subtle shifts and changes that now seem so infinitely precious. The light dancing on the wall, the soft murmur of loving voices, the caress of hands that honor you as you ready yourself to go into the great unknown. A blessing for this passing, that it may be honored and respected, and as you wish. May there be a sense of ease and grace as you move gently from this world to the next, and may all those who love you let you go. May you know that your life was good and enough, and that any regrets you may have are no longer to be dwelt on, for you have passed your wisdom on in 1,000 unknown ways. May your body feel at ease and softly breathe in and out, in the presence of those who want to be with you and support you as the gateway into the next world and other lives beckon. May whatever faith you find of comfort be yours at this time, and may the kindness of others who believe in your goodness be made tangible. May whatever has separated you from loved ones no longer matter, as all drops away in the final farewells. May unsaid words be understood, may all unhealed parts of you be knitted up with grace, and may anything unforgiven find a blessing in these last moments. You are a beloved one, a child of this entire world. And you were born into this life and have made of this life a blessing for many others. May all of your kindness, your generous moments be remembered, and may your mistakes be understood, and the wisdom of them learned by others so they need not repeat them for themselves. Know that you have lived a good life, a strong life, and it has mattered, no matter how humble you have felt it to be. You are loved and have been loved. You have fallen and risen again. You have journeyed from the first breath to the last, and as you prepare to enter again the great cauldron of unknowing, the womb and the tomb, may your crossing be gentle. The veils part, a hand extends to you, and when you are ready, you will go. A blessing on your departure, and know that you shall live on, always in the lives of others who shall remember you, and when memory fades, your gifts will live on in mysterious ways. Farewell, dear one, and travel well into the unknown, in which you will rest until it is time to come again into life, after life, after life. Drink from the grail now, and know you are eternal. You are nearly there, beloved. Walk now into grace, and be most blessed as you take the first steps into the great mystery. Blessed be. And so let's just take a moment. Hold a moment of silence for all of those beautiful souls crossing from this gateway to the next, moving beyond the veil, transitioning, transforming, and for all those souls coming in as well, in the cases where there are soul swaps. Hold all of these beautiful souls in your hearts, and all of the souls who are moving through all the energies that we naturally move through when we must release those that we love to the next adventure. And they want to remind us that death is a part of life, right? It's part of what we agreed to when we came here. We all knew that we would live and that one day we would die. But of course, that this death is only a transition, right? Because nothing ever truly dies. But we knew that our time here in these specific physical bodies was limited. And that's part of the reason we came here, was for that experience, for the experience of growing old, of growing wiser, right? For the experience of a life that feels limited because we know there's an expiration date, and the difference that that makes. We all come here knowing that. We all come here to experience all of these cycles and phases, and all of these cycles and phases are beautiful and sacred. And to know and understand that, and not to fear and not to pity, and not to be afraid for those who are ready to cross over. For that's also part of what they chose. And it is a great honor and a great blessing to experience a lifetime on this planet. Death is part of that honor, part of that experience. And when we incarnate here as souls, we desire that as much as we desire the life. We desire the fullness of that experience. And of course, we know that we never truly lose anyone, right? We're always connected. That is just an illusion. And that illusion fades as soon as we leave these bodies. And for some of us who are more fortunate, that illusion fades before. All right, I love you guys. You're so beautiful. You're so incredible. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling this week in these energies. I love you all so very, 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 very much. I think I just said that, but I'll say it again, and I'll say it 1,000,000 times over because it is so incredibly true. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. And my email is also down below with the description of the different services that I offer. If you want a personal energy healing, if you want a personal reading, if you want to dive into some of your astrology, there's so many different things that I do, and I would love to do them for you. All right. So many blessings to each and every single one of you as we navigate this incredibly powerful and dynamic week. Bye.